You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday, June 14th. I'm Ken Bufa. A double tragedy on the East End. Two people on a motorcycle were killed after they were hit by a bus. It happened at the corner of Route 25 and Moores Lane in Greenport yesterday afternoon. Police say Anthony Gallo and Lorraine Haig were riding westbound when a Hampton Jitney bus crossed into their lane while making a left turn. The 62-year-old driver and 74-year-old passenger were rushed to the hospital but died. No criminal charges have been filed. And a Massapequa man is presumed dead after disappearing during a kayaking trip. Our Cecilia Dowd spoke with his grieving brother.
My brother is the best guy that you could ever think of meeting. He just had the biggest heart and was the most kind soul.
Travis Valenti was kayaking Friday in Washington State with his new fiancée when his boat started taking on water. Valenti from Massapequa abandoned the kayak, and officials said his fiancée, Marlene Junker, tried to help, but her kayak overturned.
Both struggling in the water, and my brother gave Marlene a little extra push so she can get to safety. Marlene said, right before they went out, he said, "Do you think I would ever let anything bad happen to you?" And he kept that promise.
Junker made it to shore. Valenti has not been found.
My brother was a very selfless person. He would put everybody first for himself, and he did exactly that to save Marlene and make sure she got home to us.
Travis is the oldest of three. His brother says he loved the outdoors, and whatever he did, Marlene did with him. There's a GoFundMe set up. The family is hoping the money can be used to help find Valenti.
All the funds that we raise will just go to getting every resource we can to get Travis back home and keep Marlene in that beautiful house that they built together. She's just the most sweet, sweet girl, and I'm just honored to have her as my sister forever.
Cecilia Dowd for Newsday TV.
Switching gears now, a Deer Park man is accused of stripping naked inside a Nassau mosque for the second time in 2 days. Basar Astafa was arrested and charged yesterday with trespassing and indecent exposure. Now, police say the 28-year-old had just been released without bail earlier in the day after being arraigned for allegedly doing the same thing and bringing a tablet at the Farmingdale Mosque Monday night. And only in Newsday, the Longwood School District is being ordered to disclose some reports of sexual abuse and misconduct by employees. A judge ruled the information is evidence in a lawsuit filed by a graduate. The woman claimed she was abused by her science teacher during her senior year in 2001, and the district did nothing after someone reported the alleged abuse to the principal. Now retired teacher William Wank has denied the allegations. And first in Newsday, proposal to boost affordable housing is not sitting well with everyone in one Suffolk town. Our Sherry Einhorn explains.
I love Huntington. I had my first job here. I went to school here. I work here.
Veronique Daniel is a 22-year-old college graduate with a good job that she likes, but she's still living at home with her parents, which she likes a little bit less.
The price of an apartment is almost the price of a mortgage, so it just doesn't make sense to move out.
She's hoping the Huntington Town Board votes to approve legislation that would make apartments in detached garages and in basements legal, because she says it would give her more options.
Basement apartments used to be legal here in Huntington until 2019, when the town board at the time banned them.
Some longtime residents say the town is already crowded and claim allowing new apartments is a recipe for disaster.
The hospitals are full. The schools are going to be full. There's enough. We have enough. When is enough enough?
Please be respectful. Address your comments to the dais. And this is not...
So many people packed a public hearing at Town Hall that the room filled to capacity quickly, leaving others waiting on a long line for a spot to open up. The board also limited speakers to 1 minute, which frustrated the crowd.
I am not in support of watching our town turn into a little Queens. Yeah! That's what you're going to do!
Supporters on the town board strongly disagreed. Councilwoman Joan Sergel says there are about 2,200 accessory dwelling units in the town program compared to 70,000 homes.
Our ADU program, as I said, is a very limited program in terms of housing, and it's really intended more to help the homeowner than it is to address the affordable housing crisis.
Helen Boxwell turned her garage into a one-bedroom apartment back in 2003 and says the extra income definitely helps.
This was a win-win. I could provide housing for someone, and they could give me a little extra help with the mortgage.
In Huntington, I'm Shari Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Now you can read more about this story on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And here's something you don't often get a chance to own: a plane. The aviation department at Farmingdale State College is auctioning off 3 Piper Arrow training planes and flight simulators. Officials say the planes could fetch between 50 and 100 grand a piece, and the items will be sold to the highest bidder on June 27th.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
To sports now, the Yankees are looking to sweep the Subway Series tonight.
High fly ball. Marte will make the catch. Tagging is McKinney. He'll score. Moving to third is Volpe. It's a sac fly for Donaldson in the pinch hit appearance, and the Yankees have retaken the lead 7-6.
The Bombers beat the Amazons 7-6 last night in front of a sold-out crowd at Citi Field. The series wraps up tonight in Queens with a marquee pitching matchup: Dustin Verlander against Garrett Gold. And a sweet sign of the season is set to kick off tonight on the North Fork. Tonight is hulling night for the 68th Mattituck Strawberry Festival. Community members will gather to remove the stems on over 100,000 strawberries. The festival, which has everything from strawberries, food, rides, games, and vendors, runs through Sunday. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather with those sweets on our mind. You can see tonight, well, we have some clear skies, but there is some thunderstorms, so it's pretty much partly cloudy, but the temps are not bad. Tomorrow, we're looking like we're in the 70s. Taking a closer look at tomorrow, you can see it's going to be a much nicer day with temps in the high 70s around dinner time and school pickup time.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, "Install Newsday." Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
It's one of our most precious natural resources, and many Long Islanders still make a living on our waterways. Photojournalist Chris Ware shows us the work of an oyster farmer in our exclusive trade series.
My name is Jonathan Smith, and I am a Long Island tradesman. 1979, I went to Lummi Indian School in Washington State. That's where I learned aquaculture, oyster farming, and salmon ranching. I believe in the fact that our people here at Shinnecock, we're of the sea. We've been fishermen and whalers since time immemorial. I believe that that's where my passion comes from for oyster farming. Growing oysters in this trade provides food and a healing for other people. Being an oyster farmer is satisfying in its contentment that it brings me, the healing that it can bring, not only to myself but to other people. Growing the oysters, I love every moment of it. And to actually make a living and to help sustain my, financially, my family is truly a blessing. This is something that you can take with you. You can take this trade and be anywhere with it. It's a satisfying life. It's a healing life.
It seems like a nice life, too. Now, to watch more of our exclusive trade series, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. If you ever wondered what it would be like to live in an enchanted garden, there's a groundskeeper that does just that on Long Island. Rachel Weiss has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Imagine living at one of Long Island's gorgeous arboretums or historic gardens. Well, these Long Islanders don't have to imagine. They live here in private houses on site, and they work here too. These employees take care of the property year-round for visitors like us. Meet Scott Lucas, greenhouse supervisor at Old Westbury Gardens. He lives in this English-style cottage just a few steps away from his workplace.
I've been here for about 24 years, working and living. My main responsibility is growing all the plant material here at Old Westbury Gardens. So if you stroll through the different gardens, you'll see all the different annuals and perennials and trees and shrubs. And a lot of those, I would say probably about 80% of those, we grow here in the greenhouses.
Scott's home was completed at the same time as the iconic Westbury house on the premises in 1906. 10 other employees also live on the property in cottages like his.
This is the door that I had mentioned. It's the original door to the garden, so it's very kind of ornate and fancy.
One downside, sometimes visitors end up in his yard.
They're very curious, so they'll sort of peek over here even though we have a sign, or they'll come through.
But there are upsides too. No commute to work and seeing his hard work blossom. The plants and flowers that Scott works on go from living here in the greenhouse to here at Old Westbury Gardens. Scott's family were Dutch farmers and he was raised on an old farm upstate. So for him, the grass has always been greener because he's the one taking care of it. Rachel Weiss for Newsday TV.
Sounds beautiful. Now, for more on Long Islanders living in gardens, go to Newsday.com and click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Get more of the stories you've seen on Newsday TV at Newsday.com. Plus breaking news, investigations, things to do, restaurants, and other Long Island news you can't get anywhere else. At Newsday.com, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.